And we're back for the second half of the Hangout, all things arts and crafts, and we have a Jon Erickson et al. Tonight, and he's been, and George, and whoever else shows up.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you guys watching, and go down to the bottom and subscribe, share, like, and get us a whole bunch of likes and shows, and we're going to listen to somebody play.
Yeah, okay, so this is a song I wrote in my native tongue. It's called Taco Bell.
Your native tongue, which is?
Canadian. Eh? No me gustan guisantes, pero me gusta comer. Barriga gigante, hay que me perdonar. No quiero la pesca y no quiero la tostelada. Tengo hambre como perro, no sé a dónde voy a comer. Hoy, 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 hoy. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Hey, hey, oh, Taco Bell. Well, it's a work in progress.
That doesn't sound Canadian to me, though.
Oh, well, it depends on what part of Canada you're in, you know.
Okay.
It's definitely not Quebecois, I can tell you that much.
Quebecois. Oh, boy.
Well, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to play my song. Hey, Warner Brothers, if Disney hasn't bought you out yet, give me a call, eh? Okay, I'm going to put this away because I think maybe John's off the hopper, but I'm not sure. Let's see.
Boy, oh boy.
Hey, John. You didn't fall in there, did you?
No.
I think he may be dead. Hold on. Come on out. If he's not there, just come on out and say something. I know you can't walk straight. Just come on out anyway.
Okay.
Did someone put my beer behind here like I requested the studio? Got to do it.
No.
Wow.
Somebody took it away.
That's a bummer. I'm Jake Patterson.
Jake Patterson.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Jake Patterson. I do the traffic for Upstage Left with Jon Erickson. I'm your guy.
We had traffic before with somebody else.
Oh yeah, he's not a traffic reporter. He's more like a glorified hacker that likes cars.
Okay.
And he just thinks he thinks he's a traffic reporter. I love Dimitri, though. Don't get me wrong, but he's a great guy.
Okay.
But I do traffic. No. You know, these people that just sit there on the radio and you call them. Hey, what's the traffic like? They're just looking on the computer. I get out there on the road.
In your present condition?
Every day.
Every day.
I get out there on the road on the shoulder. I'll get in the construction zone in the medium so I can keep traffic both ways. You know, north and south now.
Okay.
Now, I had a few hiccups in my career, but I can't believe they took my beer. No, but I'm Jake Patterson. I'm the traffic guy, and I'm bulletproof, man. I have fallen out of helicopters. I got hit by a construction cone. It was hit by an 18-wheeler, and it hit my head at I think the cop said 88 miles an hour, which was fast enough to go travel forward in time.
Travel what?
I woke up 2 hours in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I've been bruised, I've been battered, I've been gashed open, but still I'm doing the traffic for Upstage Left. And hey, you'll hear me on Upstage Left, but I've had some hiccups, and I come back every time swinging.
Okay.
I don't know what else you want me to say. If you had to put a bear out behind the chair, I probably would have had a whole lot more to talk about, honestly.
So you talk better when you have more beer.
Oh yeah, I sober up quite a bit.
You sober up with beer.
Well, yeah, as long as it's not vodka, I'm all right.
What happens with vodka?
Well, ask Dimitri because he's the one who keeps bringing it to me. He just
He brings it to you because it's interesting when you have vodka on board?
Either he wants to see me really messed up or he just wanted to put me in a coma. I don't know which one it was. But that's what happened last time.
You were what? You went into a coma?
I fell out of the helicopter and then I went into a coma. Yeah, because of vodka. So, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm used to being behind the microphone.
You are behind the microphone.
How'd that get there? Well, isn't that handy? Usually I have to hold it, and it just keeps doing this.
Well, you don't have to hold it this time.
I know. I want to touch it, but then someone said, don't do that, right? You touch it, and it just goes to crap in a crapper. You might as well just flush the whole show down the toilet. Hey, speaking of toilet.
Yes.
I think I just heard the commode flush.
So that means we might see John tonight?
I think he maybe. Can I go see? Because I really got to get
You're not going to fall down on
I
me.
was next in line.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You better go hurry.
Okay. Hey, John. Thank you. Been holding it for 4 hours. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah, I think it was a bug. I'm Jon Erickson. I'm sorry. I'm Jon Erickson. Sorry it took me so long to get on the show. I think I had a little nervous condition. So I'm fine now. I'm fine now. So yeah, I'm Jon Erickson. I operate and run the Upstage Left show.
Right.
And
one-man show, I believe.
thank God for my friends back there who covered for me. Yeah, because I couldn't do it by myself. I really could not. So I'm sure they're probably really rushing in and out right now. They've been waiting for so long. But yeah, I write the show Upstage Left, and I like to interview the actors. I've done a lot of acting myself over the last several years with the Coy Theater Company. And I don't know, they're doing a show right now called Greater Tune.
Greater Tuna.
Yes.
Before the Akoi Players, were you not in Akoi Players also?
No, actually, I'd always kind of toyed around with the idea of getting into local theater, and I remember seeing the Akoi Players and well, how do I go audition? But I think that was sort of in the days before the Facebook and before the internet, so it was a little bit harder to get in touch with them. So, and I was in the workforce, didn't really have time to do theater, and then one day, about the time the bug hit me, I just happened to, I actually saw it in the paper, not even online. It was audition for the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Now that's a show where a bunch of adults play kids, they play children,
right,
competing at a spelling bee. And so I got cast for Leaf Coney Bear. Now, 30 minutes after I saw the audition notice, I'm like, well, I got to get there. It's 30 minutes from now. Why not? I had no preparation, didn't do anything, and got cast for Leaf Coney Bear. Now, Leaf Coney Bear was the kid that wore the helmet, severe ADD, ADHD, and as it turns out, apparently, for whatever odd reason, the director thought I'd be perfect for that role. So we went through the production, and man, I really got into that character. I developed that character, and then 4 days before opening, the first day we were actually on at the venue where we were going to put it on. We were about to set up stage. I was walking down the steps down backstage and broke my left foot on the floor as soon as it hit it.
Oh.
And given that there was a lot of dancing in that, and a lot of well, I mean, it was a musical, so there was so much dancing, and I tried. I was like, can I wear a cast? Can I hop? Can I sit there and spin my fingers in the chair? And they were like, no, Leaf is a little bit more active, so I had to be replaced.
So the understudy had to do it.
There was no understudy.
Oh, boy.
As a matter of fact, they started scrounging and making calls, and the Dan Buck, who directs theater at Lee University, was asked, and he's like, well, how long do I have? And they're like, 4 days. And he did it. He nailed it. He did it. But after that, I really started getting back into it. And then the following year, I played the lead Charlie Baker in The Foreigner. Then I've been the dentist on Little Shop of Horrors, Bernard and Boeing, the music or busker, as you would say, in Sylvia. I've done quite a few shows since then. I was also Jesus Peña in Hands on a Hard Body. Have you ever heard of that? That's a good show too. Yeah.
So prior to what, 4 years ago?
Well, 5, 6 years ago, really.
Yeah. So you didn't act until 5 years ago.
No, actually, I remember my first acting experience was in 6th grade. I played Marley's not Bob Marley, Marley's ghost.
Oh, the ghost.
Yo, Ebenezer, you're about to die, man. Your soul is cast. No, it was Marley's ghost, and I was like, yes, and I fell in love with it right then. But it wasn't until, and I did a play in high school because someone asked me to do it. And I remember after the first 4 productions, someone coming up to me, one of my, 2 or 3 of my classmates, and said, man, John, you suck. And so I had to start thinking about that. And so then I really started, okay, there's got to be an internal process. You can't just read the lines. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh, you were just trying to read the lines, yeah.
So then I majored in foreign languages, French, Spanish at Lee University. And by my last 2 semesters, I'd gotten all of that done. So all I really had left was electives. So I took theater and watercolor painting and drawing. If they had basket weaving, I probably would have taken that also. And then I fell in love with it right there my last semester at Lee University under Jim Veenstra, who also is directing Greater Tuna now and has directed a few more shows with Akoi Theater also. So my love came back, or really I noticed it in my senior year at Lee University, and then it was probably 15 years later before I stepped foot on stage again. And I guess it was because
how many languages do you speak?
3, if you count English.
Okay, so Spanish.
Spanish.
Which I picked that up on when you were playing the guitar. Didn't follow every word, but pretty good.
Oh, guitar. Oh,
yes.
Okay, yes, yeah. Yeah, George knows some too.
Okay.
No, Spanish and French, and I learned a little bit of German, like 3 words, because I used to teach English as a second language to German people coming to train for Volkswagen.
Okay.
So I learned Tschüss, which is if you want to say goodbye to a German leaving your establishment, Tschüss, and they'll love you forever. Yeah. Du hit's klacken den Kopf. I cannot say what the translation of that is on air, though. Yes.
Hopefully we don't have anybody that reports us for you saying that.
If you do, I am sorry. Dankeschön.
So how did you get into Upstage Left?
Well, it was one of my shows. I met this weird-looking dude who was interviewing us, named Rick. I was Bernard for Boeing, and this guy was out there interviewing all the cast, and so he interviewed me, and we pretty much personality-wise hit it off, I think. And then he happened to say, "Wow, you've got a very good radio voice."
Well, you do.
And I'm, well, thank you. I thought it was more of an announcer voice, but I'll take your. But anyway, yeah, so, and then he's like, come to the studio sometime. So 2 years later, I finally did. And he had the idea for a theater show, and it started there. It really did. And it's not over yet. There's actually a lot more exciting things coming also, and more so than what you're just hearing on the audible format. There's some other things coming.
Oh, so we're thinking about doing like what we do on my show.
Yes, in live here, called the Upstage Players, right? Upstage Players, and other things are also in the works that I can't really divulge right now. But we're looking at starting an improv group this summer.
Wow.
And so there's just a lot of things now that the bug has left us all alone for the most part. I think more people are willing to get out. Probably jonesing to get out and being creative, and also people who write. I've said this on previous shows, but if you write, if you're a screenwriter, if you're a short story writer, if you're
a novice, it doesn't matter, you don't have to be, but we could always use material, you know, for my show as well. Because I've also aired a section called the audio book, in which a lot of those stories are pre-recorded by other people, but I've also actually aired stories that people in the local community have written and sent into the show. So, and I love audiobooks. I think if you want to get lost and forget about life for a while, listen to a good audiobook story. It's calming, it's relaxing, and it's better than a movie, really, if you ask me.
So you have a lot happening at Upstage Left.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. Of course, you know, we've got to keep up with the weather. We've got to keep up with the traffic. And then we want to entertain as well. We don't want to do just that serious stuff, but we want to entertain also. So, you know, that's why we do audiobook, and everything in Upstage Left is meant to be, yes, it's meant to be humorous, but it's also meant to be educational. You know, what I and my friends have tried to do is try to make it to where you're going to laugh, but you're also going to be, well, I didn't know that. You know, like, you know, one show I did, I made a point, and then 2 days later went to an audition and saw someone who apparently didn't listen to that show. Because I was talking about, look, if you're going to do an audition, one of the biggest things I could ever advise someone is become so familiar with that script you could almost recite it. Whatever part, not just any part, all parts.
All parts, not even to the one that you're...
Yes,
right.
Because when someone says page 22, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's where such and such happens, and so talks to so and so. And you can tell when someone gets up there and has never even seen the script. You can also tell when someone's gotten up there and not only knows the script, but has already really thought about this character. It's preparation, really. So that's what I want to do, because there's a lot of people here that they want to act. They're jonesing to act. They have very little training, and which, you know, training doesn't mean everything, or sometimes it doesn't mean anything. But in order to have that talent blossom, you do have to have experience, and you got to start somewhere. So that's where I am. I'm trying to have them, let's get started in this. I want to get started in this, and if I have a little bit of information that helps me have a more successful audition, then I feel like I've educated someone and entertained somebody.
So are you doing anything at the music festival?
I am probably not involved in that due to a lot of work conflict schedules and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. You gotta work.
I'm looking forward to seeing what it's about. I've heard a lot about it. But yeah, unfortunately, I've just got so many work conflicts. I just took a vacation with family I haven't seen in about 3 years because of COVID, and that was my vacation. You know, that was my one vacation this summer. And hopefully I have another one here soon.
So I do have
a lot of good things about the festival, though.
Oh,
yeah.
The festival is going to be awesome.
That's what I am hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not even going to be able to get there one day, maybe?
I don't know. I'm going to try, but I just don't know. Yeah. It'd be funny to do a one-man show there and, you know, get a guitar opposite chord harmonica and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one of those guitar opposite chord harmonicas? They're heavy. You can do all kinds of stuff with it.
I haven't seen one.
Oh, yeah. I haven't either, actually. Just kind of made it up.
I was going to say.
Yeah, you know. But I am also a musician, by the way. I've been a musician since I was in 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, 10 years or so, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, 10 years. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Well, yes, I've been on that. No, I played trumpet, so in high school.
I played trumpet.
College. Did you?
Elementary
it's a fun
school.
instrument.
Yes.
So we didn't have trumpet in elementary school.
We did in California.
Okay. Well, in Tennessee, they didn't know what that was until 7th grade. Did they, Adams? But, sorry.
He's here, you got to pick on him, right?
No, yeah, I started playing in 7th grade and played 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I went to college, and instead of majoring in music, I majored in foreign language because I took foreign language in high school. And I just wanted more of a formal language training because at music at that point, I knew the theory. I was just picking it up and going with it by ear. Started playing guitar and songwriting. Triangle Man, TRINGLEMAN, triangleman.net, CD Baby, or no, bandcamp.com/Triangle Man. If you ever want to hear my discography, most of it's there. Although I'm having problems with it right now, so. But I'm a very eclectic songwriter. I write all kinds of music. I don't like any one style more than another, really. There's some styles I'm not crazy about, but mostly I'm very eclectic.
So, do we have time?
Shameless
Yes.
self-plug.
Can you play something?
Well, I'm rusty on the guitar, but I'm not. It's been a while since I played one. Let's see. Well, we've got pop. We got. Let's see. Let me think of one. I hadn't thought about playing one, but okay. Here's a comedic song. It's called "Drugs Are Bad." You may have to edit this. Should I play that? Okay. And you know, I do bluegrass, so I'm like, you know, I can do. It sounds better if it's amped, but we'll just go with the easier one. Okay, here's a little ditty about a woman on crack, spent 24/7 on her back. She lived in the mobile flat tires beneath. She had 47 kids with 43 teeth and a sad, y'all. I tried to bring her to sing with me here, but she's stuck on Jerry Springer with her new beau. A reefer smoking midget who is so damn high can't find his own gadget. They are fighting against an illegitimate kid. He says it's hers, she says it's his. It's pretty sad, y'all. The kid's only 13 and he's hopping all around like a monkey on amphetamines. Drugs are bad, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. You just strung it on heroin every day. Nothing really matters when life is slow, so you're cranking it up, doing some blow. Drugs are bad. Drugs bad. Drugs are bad, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. A man should do better things with his day. For me, every day used to be the same. I just sat there, huffing the propane, sitting, huffing till I got the wah-wahs, and then I started shooting at the talking chihuahuas. Sort of misaimed and shot my dad. His last words were, "Son, drugs are bad." And it goes on. It goes on.
Well, thank you.
I was completely sober and straight when I wrote that. I'll have you know. Other songs, not the case, but that one, yes.
So,
yeah, that's
you enjoy yourself.
I try to, because life can be boring and yes, too short, Rick. Yeah, not to enjoy yourself and not to love what you do and just be unapologetic about it. Really.
So do you have a serious job, or were you
I'm
able
a
to?
caregiver. Actually, I take care of a guy with cerebral palsy. So yes, I have a very serious job, and I've been doing it for 6 years now. Yeah. So I make my clients laugh sometimes, but you know, I love what I do. That's my day job. I've been doing it a while, and yes, it's a serious job. But I get some
Takes a
zany.
special person to do that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and you know, I was in education for many years. I taught high school kids mainly, ESL, Spanish, but I just like working with people and helping people who can't otherwise do for themselves. So I guess that's kind of where my heart is. And you know, you either love to do that or you'll never do it. From what my experience is, but yeah, that's what I do. I've been doing it for a while, and I still get zany ideas at work. You know, a lot of times if I'm having a hard day at work, sometimes the best ideas pop into my head at that point. So it's kind of a blessing. Yeah.
Well, I'm a retired ICU ER nurse.
So you've seen a lot more things than I have.
I understand,
Yeah.
and I did get burnt out, but
And you can.
but it was important because I felt like that every day I went and I helped somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like that now with my job and with this show and anything I do. I try to help people,
Yeah.
and that's what it's about.
And it's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
It's what it's about in the world,
Yeah.
and having a caregiver for a while did some home health care too, and
Yeah.
and I had some cerebral palsy patients.
Yeah.
And you have to have love.
You have to, and patience. And
Oh
patience.
yes.
Well,
oh yes.
the love part comes first, because if you don't love people, you're not going to have patience with anybody, I would say. But yeah, you have to have both. Yeah. Yeah, it's, well, it's something I was going to say. But yeah, you know, I've always found that job rewarding. I mean, and what I was going to say too is, you know, I know caregivers and teachers who end up getting into theater and radio. What's going on with that? Is it that wanting to help somebody and wanting because, you know, there's something about those kind of personality types, especially teachers, that, and they end up on the stage eventually, one way or another. Typically they do.
Well, you have to be an actor in being a teacher anyway.
Oh, yes, you do.
You have to be an actor when you're a caregiver.
Yes, I find...
Because you go into somebody's room and the doctor just told you that they're going to die, you can't go in there and treat them like they're going to die. You've got to
No.
treat them like they have hope and
Exactly.
take care of them. So there is a lot of acting in both of those.
Exactly. And you're very right there. And also, you know, a lot of corporations, and I have friends that have become logistics and corporation trainers. You know, it's not just trying to train companies, employees to do such a thing, but I've actually been approached in the past about, hey, could you start a theater program to teach us how to train our employees to do customer service skills on the phone? Acting comes in invaluably in just about any profession you can think of. If you think about it.
Especially if you have to act like you're not laughing at them.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Yes.
the hardest thing to do is act like you're not laughing. I've learned to do it. I'm laughing inside right now. You just would never know it.
Well, I would know it because I can see the laughter in your eyes.
Oh, well, see. Yeah, you're this close. You can't see it, though.
But yeah, both of those are act. You've got to have acting in all of that.
Yes.
And then, of course, theater, radio, all that's acting.
Theater. It's acting and it's reacting. And I think acting teaches you to react. As far as acting, you know, I had a textbook that my drama instructor gave me once called Acting is Believing. And that's the one thing that stuck in my head through all these years. Yes, acting is believing. And reacting to somebody is believing that you can handle a situation appropriately. And on stage that comes in very handy because instead of acting as your character, you're reacting to another character, which helps develop your acting.
Okay, I love to watch Carol Burnett because you know that he goes off the
Carol
clock.
Burnett doesn't have a script. No, she
Right.
doesn't.
Well,
Or-
they have the main. This is the idea, but then they come up with all the things, and there's so many times that the actors and actresses are trying to keep from cracking up.
Oh yeah.
And they lose it because somebody in their head's done. So the acting and the reacting,
Yes.
and I love, and that's improv.
Yes, it is. That's why I love improv. That's why we're looking to start this improv group, because some of my favorite movies, you know, the actors are sitting there. Well, okay, so there were two women. I saw Ghostbusters yesterday, the new one with McCarthy and Kristen Wiig and a couple other SNL alumni, right?
Okay.
And there's a scene where there's this guy talking to Kristen Wiig, his girlfriend, and the other two girls were sitting there talking about this guy's butt. And then they're saying, what's he wearing under his V-neck? Another V-neck. And you can tell they go on for 2 minutes, and I guarantee you that was not scripted. The whole thing was improv, and I'm cracking up. If it had been scripted, it couldn't have been written like that. You know, and improvisation, it's one of my favorite things about acting, and it comes in very handy when you forget lines, too.
Oh yeah.
So, very handy. Otherwise, everything just...
And you don't read the script,
No.
and it sounds better, more natural.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if there was a lull, you know, in anything, and you're a good improviser, even in conversation, you can just be like, I really love Alice Cooper over there. And that's a whole conversation starter, because that's not Alice Cooper. You know, we're going to start a whole nother conversational topic. But, you know, yeah.
You would not believe how many people ask, "What's the deal with the statue on my show?" My
Yeah,
buddy.
and-
What's my buddy? No.
It's an old fling she had.
The first from...
It could have been. You never know.
I don't have my glasses, so at first it looked like dried jalapenos. It turns out it's roses.
It's roses.
It's roses.
Maybe it's actual rose.
And I looked and it said hot kisses. Yeah, dried jalapenos.
Hot kisses, jalapenos. Okay, got it. Okay, well, we appreciate you coming.
I had a blast.
And tell them when your show is.
It's Wednesday nights at between 8 and 8:05 p.m. Wednesday nights. This Wednesday night, as a matter of fact, 8:05. And then right after the show, there will be an interview.
I forgot to tell you we're moving into Tuesday,
So it's going to be Tuesday
7 p.m.
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Okay, and right after that, we're rerunning all the interviews I did with the cast for Grey to Tuna.
Yep.
So Tuesday night, 7 p.m.
And then the interviews.
And then about 20 minutes, we got everybody in there except for the stage. Well, no, we got all the cast. We got one of the assistant stage manager who's also kind of like me. He's just jonesing to get into the theater aspect of it. It'll be a good show, and then it'll be a good interview after that, I believe, yes.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow night. And remember that you won't see me live for 4 weeks. And we will see some shows, and we'll put it on Facebook. And we appreciate it, Gabe.
Wait.
Wait.
Are we live?
No.
On the radio.
No, I mean on the video.
No, not on the video.
Thank God. No, I'm just joking. I was improvising.
See you next time.
See ya.